Hi everyone, it's Justine. Let's talk about cultural cliches. I'm French, but I live abroad, and I also get tons of comments on YouTube. So all in all, there is a lot to talk about, or at least enough to make one funny video, I think, I hope. So I'm going to tell you examples of things that I get asked regularly, myself, even in person. Things that you wouldn't really say to a French, and I will also tell you, to be fair, why you wouldn't say that. Let's go. Number 1. So, is that true that French people don't use deodorant? What makes you think that? I get that question a lot, literally, myself, in my face. And I also think, like, I'm wearing perfume, like, you couldn't even tell. I don't stink. So the only explanation that I have is the debate a couple of years ago about aluminium chlorohydrate being cancer-causing, especially breast cancer. It hasn't been proven yet. The US institutions said, and surveys said, nope, it hasn't been proven, so it's safe, let's use it everywhere. It's anti-transparent, so it's used a lot in deodorants, while in Europe they said we actually can't really tell. We can see that it's absorbed by the skin in parts and that it changes the cells and the blood situation inside the body. So principle of precaution. 2 different cultures, and that's what happened. So in France, maybe people use the less hardcore anti-transparent deodorants because of that ingredient that we're trying to avoid. It does not mean that we do not use deodorant. Number 2, that one starts with, oh, you're a designer. It could be also, oh, you have a YouTube channel. So how much do you earn? That's a terrible thing to ask in France. First, we don't know each other. Like, I wouldn't tell you. Don't ask. Second, there is also this respect between people, especially when you don't know the other person. If I earn more than you, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. If I earn less than you, I don't want to see pity in your eyes. So no matter whether I earn less or more, I would never tell you. And no one in France would openly brag about or talk about how much money they earn. We also don't define success or happiness based on how much we earn at all. It's a completely different benchmark that we use, I think. So this is not a good question to ask. Number 3. Do women in Paris really only wear black? I think that's because of Inès de la Fressange and a couple of other models who were French and got famous internationally. They wore black as a uniform, so maybe that's where you get the idea. But no, French women don't wear more black, or Parisian women, than in any other capital city in Europe, I think. It's a big city thing, but if you compare Paris to London to Berlin, everybody wears black a bit. Not as much as in Italy, though, I think. Would you agree? But we pay a lot of attention to our appearance. As a French woman, I want my outer appearance to reflect my personality. I don't want it to be standard, and I also don't want to be too loud because that would be considered vulgar in France. So maybe I wouldn't wear colors as bright as in other countries, but that doesn't mean we don't wear any. Number 4, do you also eat croissants every day? No. Do Japanese eat sushi every day? Do Germans eat potatoes every day? Oh wait, they do. I'm just kidding, Germany. I love you. French women tend to be slim, I think, compared to the average in other countries, especially in the larger cities in France, like in every country. But I think it's due to the overall lifestyle and the full culture. And croissant is not part of the daily regular breakfast, definitely not. If you're interested in French women and food, I did a special video on that. I will link it here and in the description below this video. It's a fun one. Number 5. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? No, thank you. This pickup line is dated, super cheap, very vulgar. You would never, ever, ever ask that in French. Ever. And I've probably heard it already over 100,000 times. I'm barely exaggerating. So here is a pro tip if you want to seduce somebody in France properly. Just learn another full sentence in French, and once you get there, you'll come across as a true original. Next one. Oh, you're French. From Paris? No. There's a thing about Paris. Like, the fact is, there are 3 million people living in Paris if you count all the suburbs and all the region around and everything, max. There are 66 million people in France overall. So the probability that the person you met is actually from Paris is pretty low. So here is a suggestion to not annoy everyone right from the beginning if you go to France. Replace from Paris by where exactly? And then you get a chance to learn about a new region, because most people are not from Paris. Number 7. Why don't French women wear makeup? We do. We just don't want you to notice. That's the whole point of it. That's the essence of being French. We're working on it pretty hard sometimes, but we'd never admit it, and it should look effortless and natural. That's the whole philosophy. If you're interested in learning more about French women and their attitude towards makeup, I will link here and in the description a video that I did last spring or last summer, all about that. It got great feedback. That's it from me today. I hope you watch with a twinkle in the eye. Are there things in this list that you thought were true or that you've said to a French person yourself before? I hope not so many things. What about your own culture? What are the stereotypes that are just not accurate but somehow sticked? I'm very curious. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Usually my channel is more about fashion, grounded, researched fashion videos. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to subscribe by clicking on my head right here. I upload new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so see you soon. Au revoir. Bye.